Welcome, dear dream traveler, to Sleep Hypnosis. This is your sanctuary, a channel where we wander together through landscapes of imagination, through timeless cities and hidden places, guided by rhythm, guided by stillness, guided by dreams. If you find comfort here, if these journeys help you drift into rest, remember to follow this channel so you can return again and again to travel further, to dream deeper now. Let us begin tonight's journey. A gentle passage into a city of mystery, a city where history lingers like mist, and every shadow holds a story. Take a slow breath in, feeling your chest rise softly. Hold it for a moment, and then release, letting all the weight of the day dissolve like smoke fading into the night air. Again, breathe in and let it out slowly, each breath carrying you further away from waking thoughts, further into stillness, further into the dream. And as you settle, you find yourself arriving in Old Savannah. The night air here is thick and warm, touched with the scent of jasmine and salt from the sea. Spanish moss drapes down from ancient oak trees, swaying gently in the breeze, brushing the edges of your imagination. Lanterns flicker on iron posts, casting halos of golden light, while beyond them, the cobblestone streets stretch into soft shadows, deep, inviting, mysterious. You hear the distant creak of carriage wheels, the steady rhythm of hooves on stone, as though echoes of another century. Still wander these streets. Savannah at night is alive, not with noise, but with presence. The presence of memory, of whispers, of stories that never ended. You walk slowly into Chippewa Square, where statues stand watch, and oaks stretch their limbs wide, holding the secrets of centuries. The air is heavy with stillness, but also alive, with unseen eyes, watching, welcoming. There is no fear here, only invitation, as though the city itself longs for you to listen, to wander deeper, to breathe in its haunted beauty. The violin of some unseen musician rises faintly in the distance, a melody carried on the night breeze, soft, lingering, like a dream you almost remember, step by step, breath by breath. You drift further into Savannah's timeless night. You drift onward, following the rhythm of your own breath, the steady rise and fall, as though your body itself moves with the tide of Savannah's night. The narrow streets open before you, lined with weathered brick walls, their surfaces touched by ivy and time. Shadows cling to doorways, to shuttered windows, to rotted balconies that curl like black lace against the pale light of the moon. You hear the soft shuffle of your own footsteps, but sometimes, perhaps, another echo follows behind. Not near enough to be seen, just a faint trace, like the memory of someone who once walked these same stones long ago. And so, you allow yourself to wander, to surrender, until you find yourself standing before the gates of Colonial Park Cemetery. The gates rise, tall and silent, their ironwork delicate yet unyielding, and beyond them, the expanse of graves, markers tilted with age, marble cracked with the touch of centuries. You step inside. The night air shifts, cooler here, still, as though the trees themselves hold their breath. Spanish moss falls like veils, silver-grey curtains that sway ever so gently in the whisper of unseen wind. Each headstone seems alive with story. Some lean, some nearly swallowed by grass, but all stand as quiet sentinels of lives that once flickered brightly in this city. You imagine the names engraved in stone, faded now, but spoken, still in the air. Each a whisper, each a song, and as you walk deeper, the hush becomes almost musical, a chorus of silence. punctuated by the soft chirp of night insects and the far-off call of a night bird, its cry long and low, sliding across the stillness. There is no fear in this place, only presence, only memory, as though the souls here are not trapped, but simply resting, waiting, watching. You pause beside an ancient oak, its roots breaking the soil, its limbs stretching wide like arms. The trunk glows faintly in the pale wash of moonlight, and you feel a strange comfort here, as though the tree itself has seen everything and carries it gently, like a guardian of time. You take another breath, deep, slow, letting the night fill your lungs. And as you exhale, you feel the weight of the world outside slip further until you are entirely here, entirely within this dreamscape. Leaving the cemetery, you find yourself once again on cobblestone streets. But now the city feels different, quieter, as though you walk between layers of time. Lanterns flicker, casting their glow across balconies, and the faint sound of laughter drifts from nowhere, perhaps from another century altogether. You wander toward the river. The scent of salt water grows stronger, mixed with tar, aged wood, and the lingering fragrance of magnolia. The air thickens slightly with moisture, and soon you stand before the Savannah River, its surface shimmering under the light of the moon. Ships move slowly across the current, silent silhouettes, their masts reaching upward like black spires. You hear the faint clang of metal, the distant groan of wood, echoes of commerce and journeys long past. And along River Street, the old warehouses stand, brick giants rising against the night, their windows dark, their iron railings rusted with memory. Cobblestones beneath your feet feel uneven, rough with the imprint of centuries. Here, you sense both vibrancy and sorrow, the mingling of all that has passed. Sailors, merchants, laughter, labor, longing. The river carries it all, a current of memory flowing endlessly into the sea. You lean against a railing, feeling the cool iron beneath your hand, listening to the hush of water lapping gently against the shore. The rhythm matches your breath, in and out, until you feel yourself swaying slightly, as though floating, as though drifting. The moonlight shimmers across the water, a silver path stretching outward, leading into infinity. And for a moment, you wonder if the river itself is an open door, a passage from the waking world into realms unspoken. Your eyes grow heavier, but your heart lighter, as though Savannah has taken you into its arms, not to hold you, but to guide you deeper, further into its haunted night. You close your eyes, just for a breath, and the city lingers still, its lanterns, its moss, its voices of memory, waiting for you to take the next step into mystery, into dream. You wander onward, your steps slow and unhurried, your breath carrying you deeper into the heart of Savannah's night. The streets narrow, lined with houses that seem to lean inward, as though listening, as though whispering among themselves. Shutters hang crooked, paint faded to soft pastels of another age. Porches creak in the night breeze, and rocking chairs shift ever so slightly, though no one sits in them. You feel eyes upon you, not threatening, but curious, gentle, like the gaze of someone who has watched this street for centuries. You pause before one grand house, its columns tall, its windows shadowed. A faint glow flickers inside, perhaps candlelight, though the house seems abandoned. Curtains stir a delicate ripple, as if unseen fingers brush them aside to peek at you. And yet there is no fear, only the awareness that this place breathes, that the walls themselves hold memory as lungs hold air. Each brick seems alive, vibrating with story, with secrets soaked into its foundation. You continue walking. The sound of your footsteps blends with the gentle sigh of the wind, with the occasional rustle of moss as it drapes low enough to graze your shoulder. Soon you arrive at Madison Square. The space opens wide, green and shadowed, its center crowned with a statue gleaming faintly in moonlight. Around it, benches sit empty, ironwork glistening with dew. The trees sway with a rhythm all their own, their long fingers of moss stretching down like strands of hair, brushing the earth in silence. You sit for a moment on a bench. The wood is cool beneath you, and the air hums softly with presence. A whisper of laughter drifts by, then fades. The sound of footsteps follows, measured, deliberate, yet when you turn, the square is empty. Only the moonlight watching you. Close your eyes, and when you do, you see flashes. A gathering of people in elegant dress, lanterns glowing, music swelling from a nearby house. Women in gowns sweep across the square. Men in coats tip their hats. The scene is vivid but translucent, as though painted in smoke. And then it is gone. When you open your eyes, the square is as it was, quiet, still, but alive with memory. You rise again, your steps carrying you deeper still. Every street you take seems to fold into another, like pages of a book that has no end. And every house you pass feels inhabited, though the lights are long gone, the doors long closed. You come upon a row of smaller cottages, their chimneys crooked, their gardens overgrown. A lantern sways faintly above one porch, its glow weak but steady. The door creaks open, just a crack, and the scent of tobacco smoke drifts out, rich, earthy, like a voice made into fragrance. You pause, feeling the presence near, but not unkind. A whisper seems to reach your ear, though no one stands there. A voice like silk, saying nothing you can understand, only a sound, a murmur, a lullaby of the unseen. You walk onward, your breath steady, in, out, as though in rhythm with the city's pulse. Soon you arrive at another square, Lafayette. Its fountains glisten, the water whispering as it falls, the sound echoing like distant rain. Benches wait in shadows, their iron arms cool with dew. Statues stand tall, their faces calm yet watchful, guardians of all that lingers here. The square feels different, lighter, gentler, as though it holds more peace than sorrow. Here you breathe easier. The air carries the faint fragrance of gardenia, sweet, soft, soothing. You sit again, letting the sound of water calm you further. Your eyes grow heavy, your body lighter, as if you could sink into the earth or float upward into the trees. For a moment, time disappears. There is only breath, there is only stillness, there is only dream. When you rise again, you feel the city guiding you, not with roads, but with whispers, with subtle invitations. Each corner beckons, each shadow calls, and you follow, because here, wandering is the only way. The houses breathe, the squares remember, and you, gentle traveler, are part of this memory now. Step by step, you drift further, deeper, into the haunted night of Old Savannah. Your steps grow quieter, as though the city itself carries you forward. The cobblestones smooth into softer paths, lined with towering oaks, their branches stretching wide, arching above like a vaulted ceiling of silver and shadow. Spanish moss hangs long, moving with the slow rhythm of the night air, brushing your arms, your shoulders, like the touch of a dream. And ahead, you begin to see it, a shimmer of white, glowing faintly in the distance, the fountain, the heart of Forsyth Park. As you draw closer, the sound of water greets you, a hush, a steady cascade, a lullaby made liquid. The air is cooler here, mist rising faintly from the spray, touching your face, your skin, like soft fingertips of night itself. The fountain rises, elegant and pale, carved figures frozen mid-motion, their marble faces calm beneath the moon. Streams of water arc gracefully, falling back into the basin with a rhythm that matches the slowing of your breath, in and out, in and out. You sit on the low stone wall, feeling the coolness beneath you, letting the sound wrap around your mind. Every drop of water seems to echo inside you, washing away what remains of the day. The moon above is bright, its light caught in the spray of the fountain, scattering into a soft halo, a crown of silver mist. And for a moment, you feel as though you sit not in a park, but within some otherworldly temple, where silence and water are the only prayers around you. Forsyth stretches wide, its paths vanishing into shadows. Benches line the walkways, empty, but alive with memory. You imagine lovers once meeting here, children once laughing, musicians once playing into the dusk. Though the square is quiet now, you sense those echoes, not gone, only folded into the night. As you breathe, you begin to notice something strange. The spray of the fountain shimmers differently. The droplets catch the moonlight, but not just as water, they shimmer like fragments of glass, like pieces of forgotten dreams. Falling softly back into the basin, you blink slowly. The fountain shifts. Its figures seem to move, turning their heads, their eyes glancing down at you, not with menace, but with calm awareness, as if to say, yes, you are here now. Your body feels heavy, yet your mind light, drifting, floating. The sound of the water becomes indistinguishable from the sound of your own breath. And then, just faintly, you hear music. Not from the fountain, not from the park, but from somewhere just beyond perception. A violin again, slow and yearning, its notes drawn out like strands of silk. The melody weaves with the water, with the sigh of the trees, until the entire park seems to hum with sound. You rise slowly, drawn further along the path. The fountain fades behind you, its spray dissolving into mist, until it feels as though it was never there at all, only a dream you briefly touched. The path curves beneath the oaks. The air grows thicker, humid with unseen energy. Shadows pool across the ground, yet they do not frighten, they open, they welcome. You follow the violin's call. It pulls you deeper, further, as though through layers of time. One moment you are in the park, the next you are not. The benches dissolve. The trees stretch taller, becoming vast pillars of smoke and light. The path beneath you glimmers as though dusted with stars. You realize now, Savannah is no longer a city. It is a threshold, a doorway. Every house, every square, every fountain was never meant to keep you here, but to lead you gently onward, into another realm. You pause, standing in the glow of this strange twilight. The violin plays on, but now you see no musician, only threads of sound weaving themselves into the night sky. The fountain's spray lingers still on your skin, cool and damp, but it feels like something more, like a baptism into dream, a soft initiation into the deeper voyage. You breathe, long and slow. Your body is here, but your spirit, your imagination, is already drifting further into the current of night. Forsyth fades behind you. The fountain grows smaller, dissolving into silver mist. Ahead lies only shadow and moonlight, and the promise of what waits in Savannah's haunted embrace. Step by step, you continue forward, each breath carrying you further from waking. Further into the dream, you drift southward, guided not by thought, but by the soft pull of the river. The streets narrow again, becoming winding alleys lined with old warehouses and stone steps that lead downward, always downward, toward the water's edge. Iron railings glisten with dew. Brick walls rise high on either side, their surfaces darkened with age, the mortar cracked with centuries of rain. Your hand grazes the cool stone as you walk, and the texture itself feels alive, as if the walls remember every ship unloaded, every voice shouted, every secret traded here. The air thickens with salt. The sound of the river grows louder, and soon you stand upon the old cobblestones of River Street. Here the past and present blend seamlessly. Shadows of tall ships drift across the water, their masts reaching high into the night sky. Some appear solid, others translucent, as though made of mist and memory. You pause, watching as one great vessel glides slowly past. Its sails hang loose, though no wind stirs them. Figures move across the deck, blurred shapes, indistinct but purposeful. They do not look at you, and yet you feel seen, acknowledged, as if you too are part of their silent voyage. The sound of water lapping the stones matches the rhythm of your breath. In, out, in, out. The river does not hurry, neither do you. You begin to wander along the waterfront, passing ancient warehouses, their doors sealed, their windows dark. Yet sometimes, just faintly, you catch a glow within. A lantern swinging, a figure bending over crates, the murmur of voices, a marketplace alive again, if only for a moment. You close your eyes, and the sounds swell louder, laughter, clinking, glasses, the scrape of wooden barrels rolled across stone. When you open your eyes, the street is empty once more. Only shadows, only silence. The cobblestones beneath your feet are uneven, their edges softened by countless steps. Each stone feels like an anchor, holding you in this liminal space between past and present, between waking and dream. You turn down a narrow lane, an alley that twists back toward the city. Here the lamps are fewer, their light faint, barely touching the ground. Balconies lean overhead, casting layered shadows. Shutters creak in the breeze, and somewhere a door closes softly. Though no hand is seen, the alley feels alive, but not unkind. It is a passageway of memory, a corridor where stories wander. You hear a whisper. At first you think it is the wind, but no, it is softer, closer. A voice, or perhaps many voices, threading together like strands of silk. They do not form words, but they form presence, a hum, a vibration that settles into your chest. You pause beneath a balcony. The ironwork above you is intricate, patterns curling like vines. For a moment, you see a figure standing there, a woman in pale dress, watching, silent. Her form glows faintly, not of flesh, but of memory. Her eyes meet yours, gentle, acknowledging. And then she fades, like a candle blown out, leaving only the darkness of the balcony rail. You continue, unhurried, your breath steady, your heart calm. Each step carries you deeper, further into Savannah's dreamlike night. The alley opens again, spilling you onto Factor's Walk, a stretch of uneven stone above the riverfront. The iron bridges arch overhead, connecting warehouses like silent passageways. They loom against the night sky, black silhouettes draped in moss dot. Here, the air is thick with energy. You can almost feel the footsteps of those who once hurried across, merchants, sailors, shadows of another age. The iron beneath your hand is cool, but it vibrates faintly. As though remembering, you stop for a moment, leaning against the railing, gazing out at the water. The moon has shifted now, its reflection stretching long across the river. The current ripples silver, a path of light leading outward, endlessly onward. The hush of the river mingles with the sigh of the breeze, with the faint, distant notes of that violin once more. The melody threads through the night, soft, sorrowful, like the echo of a forgotten dance, and you realize Savannah's haunted night is not about fear. It is about remembering, about presence, about the way time lingers here. Folded into every brick, every shadow, every ripple of the river dot, your body relaxes further, your shoulders grow heavy, your mind drifts lighter, as though carried by the current itself. You let the sound of water guide you, let the cobblestones carry you. With each step, you dissolve a little more into this timeless night, where past and present are one, where dream and waking are no longer separate. The city is not behind you. The city is within you now, and the river whispers still, "Come further, come deeper, come into the night." The river fades behind you, its silver surface dissolving into memory. Your steps carry you back through narrow alleys into the quiet heart of the city once more. Here the houses grow darker, tall facades of brick and wood, their shutters sealed, their porches sagging. The streets grow stiller, emptier, as though only the night itself wanders here. You pause before one house. It stands apart, its columns leaning slightly, its paint peeled away in layers, revealing the grey beneath. Windows stare outward, black and unblinking, and yet you feel something waiting. The gate creaks open with a whisper, as if inviting you inside. You step softly across the porch, the boards sighing beneath your weight. The door is already ajar. A thin line of darkness spills across the threshold. You enter. The air inside is cooler, still heavy with the scent of old wood, dust, and something faintly sweet, like dried flowers pressed long ago. The silence is so deep you can hear the rhythm of your own breath, the soft thud of your heartbeat, slow, steady, like a drum echoing through an empty hall. The foyer stretches wide, a staircase rising before you. Its railing twists upward into shadow. Your hand grazes the wood, smooth but worn, polished by countless hands of the past. Somewhere above, a floorboard creaks. The sound is faint but deliberate, as though someone has just stepped aside, retreating into silence after watching you enter. You breathe deeply. The air itself seems alive, but not hostile. This is a house that remembers, a house that listens, a house that waits. You climb the stairs slowly, each step groaning softly beneath you. The sound echoes upward, as if the house itself is speaking in response. Halfway, you pause. A cool draft brushes against your cheek, as if someone just passed by, though no one is there. At the top, a long hallway stretches into darkness. Doors line each side, some closed tight, others open just a crack. Moonlight spills faintly through. A tall window, casting silver beams across the floorboards. You move slowly, your breath matching the silence. One door stands ajar. You push it open and step inside. The room is empty, save for a single rocking chair. It sways gently, though no breeze enters here. The motion is slow, calm, soothing, like the rhythm of the sea. You watch, entranced. The chair continues to move, as though welcoming you, inviting you to sit. But you remain standing, simply listening. The creak of the wood becomes a lullaby, a steady, hypnotic rhythm that blends with the sound of your breath. In, out, in, out, in, out. You close your eyes, and in that moment, the room shifts. You hear voices, soft, indistinct, a family gathered, a child laughing, the crackle of a fire in the hearth. The rocking chair sways faster, as if rocked by unseen hands. When you open your eyes again, the room is empty once more, silent, still, the chair slowing until it rests. You step back into the hallway. Another door calls to you. This one closed, but faint light seeps beneath the threshold. You place your hand upon the knob. It is cool. When you turn it, the door opens smoothly, without resistance. Inside, the walls are lined with faded wallpaper, its patterns of roses and vines barely visible in the gloom. A mirror hangs on one wall. Its surface is tarnished, clouded with time. And yet, as you approach, a shape flickers there. Not your own. Someone else, a figure dressed in old attire, standing just behind you. You feel no fear, only curiosity, only calm awareness. When you turn, the room is empty. When you face the mirror again, it reflects only you. And then, even your reflection seems to fade, the glass showing only the faint shimmer of moonlight. You leave the room, stepping softly back into the hall. Your breath is slow, your body light. The house is not a prison. It is a memory, a vessel of echoes. Every creak, every shadow is simply another voice longing to be remembered. You descend the staircase, each step carrying you back toward the door. The air grows warmer again, as though the house releases you, allowing you to drift back into the open night. Outside, the breeze greets you once more. The moss stirs above, and the moon peers down, gentle, watchful. Behind you, the house looms, quiet but alive, its windows glowing faintly with unseen light. It does not feel abandoned. It feels eternal. You step into the street, your body heavier now, your breath slower, your mind softer, floating. The houses of Savannah breathe with memory, and tonight they have welcomed you in. You wander further, guided not by streets, not by direction, but by the quiet invitation of the night. Savannah's squares unfold before you, one after another, like pages of an ancient book. Each one feels the same and yet entirely different, each carrying its own breath, its own memory, its own quiet song. You enter Right Square first. The trees here bend low, their moss heavy, their shadows deep. A monument rises in the center, its stone pale under the moon. The figure carved upon it seems alive, its gaze solemn, its stance unwavering. You pause, feeling its presence, not cold, not stern, but watchful. Like a guardian who has stood here for centuries and will remain for centuries more. The square is silent, so silent that you hear the sound of your own pulse, steady, soft, echoing with the rhythm of the night. When you close your eyes, you feel movement. A crowd gathers in your mind's vision. Voices murmur, feet shuffle, hands clasp. The square is alive again, filled with people dressed in the fashion of long ago. You sense their anticipation, their sorrow, their joy, all at once. And then, like smoke, the vision dissolves. Only the whisper of leaves remains. You breathe deeply, and move onward. Next, you arrive at Oglethorpe Square. Here the air is lighter, sweeter somehow, as though the trees themselves have chosen to soothe rather than haunt. The benches glisten with dew, their iron arms cold but welcoming. You sit for a moment, letting the quiet sink into you. From somewhere, unseen, a bell tolls. One deep note rolling across the night, then silence again. The sound lingers in your chest, like a heartbeat larger than your own, steady, timeless. You rise slowly, your steps carrying you forward into Monterey Square. This one feels heavier, as though its stones hold deeper memory. The statue in the center looms high, its presence commanding. The moonlight sharpens its features, casting long shadows across the ground. You feel watched, not by the statue, but by the square itself. The air hums faintly, as if filled with voices just beneath hearing. You stand still, listening, and slowly the whispers rise. Not words, not sentences, but a chorus of breath, a hum of time itself. You let the sound merge with your breathing, in, out, until you cannot tell if the sound comes from the square or from within you. You move again, your feet carrying you almost without choice. Savannah leads you. Savannah decides. Pulaski Square comes next, smaller, quieter. Here the trees lean low, their branches twisting, their moss trailing long fingers toward the ground. You walk beneath them, feeling the cool touch of leaves on your shoulder. The air smells of damp earth, rich and grounding. For a moment, you feel as though you walk not in a city, but in a forest, a sacred grove hidden within stone walls. Your body grows heavier, your breath deeper. Every step sinks you further into dream. When you close your eyes again, you see torches flickering in the square. You hear chanting, low and rhythmic, as though rituals once unfolded here, long before the world became what it is now. You sway slightly with the rhythm, your own breath joining the chant, though no sound escapes your lips. And then silence once more. The vision fades, but the feeling remains. You open your eyes. The square is empty. The moss sways gently. The moon peers calmly from above. One by one, the squares welcome you, each with its own spirit, its own echo. Some gentle, some heavy, some alive with unseen presence, but none unkind. All of them simply waiting to be remembered. At last, you find yourself in Calhoun Square. Here the night feels different. The air is thicker, the silence deeper. You sense that many stories lie buried here, some whispered, some never told. The ground itself seems to hum as though voices lie beneath, singing through the soil. You sit upon a bench, your body heavy, your mind drifting. The shadows shift around you, stretching, swaying, breathing. And once again, you feel not fear, but invitation. Savannah's haunted night is a dream that welcomes, not one that denies. The statues, the trees, the moss, the very stones beneath your feet, all speak softly, without words. And as you breathe, you realize you are not merely wandering. You are being woven into the city's fabric, becoming one of its echoes, one of its whispers, one of its remembered presences. Step by step, square by square, breath by breath, you drift deeper still into Savannah's haunted embrace. Your steps grow slower now, heavier, as though the stones beneath your feet wish to hold you in place. But the night calls, softly, gently, drawing you outward, away from the heart of Savannah, toward its quieter edges. The squares and houses fade behind you. their whispers softening like echoes swallowed by distance. The streets widen, lined with trees that grow denser, their branches tangled into a canopy overhead. Spanish moss stretches. Further, long strands swaying like veils, like curtains of another world you are about to step through. The air grows cooler, tinged with the scent of earth and stone, damp with the memory of rain. The hum of insects rises, their chorus steady, hypnotic, as though the night itself plays a song for your footsteps. Ahead, you see the gates of another cemetery, this one larger, stretching into shadows that seem endless. The ironwork is ornate, curves and swirls frozen in place, their surface rough with rust. The gate stands open, as though waiting for you. You step through, inside. Rows of headstones stretch across the grass, some tall, some broken, some nearly hidden beneath moss and vine. The moonlight spills silver across them, giving each stone a quiet glow. The air feels thick, but not oppressive. It feels full, as though each breath you take is shared with the countless breaths that once belonged here. You walk slowly down the path, the crunch of gravel soft beneath your feet. An angel carved in marble rises to your left, its face serene, its wings outstretched as if mid-flight. For a moment, you swear the wings tremble, catching the moonlight like feathers. You blink slowly, and they are still again. The silence here is alive. It hums in your ears, flows into your chest, becomes part of your heartbeat. Every headstone feels like a voice, a memory resting beneath the soil. Whispering without words, you pause by a large oak, its roots twisting through the ground, its trunk scarred with time. Beneath it lies a family plot, stones clustered close, leaning toward one another, like loved ones gathered still. You kneel for a moment, pressing your hand against the earth. It is cool, firm, vibrating faintly, as though carrying the pulse of centuries. You breathe deeply, in, out, and the pulse aligns with your breath. You rise again, continuing deeper. The cemetery seems endless now, as though it expands. The further you walk, mausoleums appear in the distance, small houses of stone, their doors sealed, their windows dark. One stands open, just slightly, a gap between its heavy doors. You pause at its threshold, peering into the shadow inside. The air is cool, still, and you sense presence. Not watching, not waiting, but simply there, as if the space itself is aware of you, acknowledging you as part of its silence. You step back, letting the doors remain half open, like an unfinished sentence in the language of time. Beyond the cemetery's edge, the trees grow thicker, there, limbs tangled into arches that form a tunnel of moonlight and shadow. You follow the path. It curves gently, carrying you away from the city and deeper into dream. The sounds of the night intensify, the insects louder, the rustle of leaves sharper, the cry of an owl long and low. Each sound weaves into rhythm, a steady pattern that lulls you further inward. The moonlight falls in fragments through the canopy, patches of silver upon the earth. You step into one, and for a moment you feel weightless. The light surrounds you, wraps around you, dissolving the edges of your body until you feel as though you are no longer walking, but floating. The forest shifts, or perhaps your perception shifts. The path seems to blur, the trees leaning closer, their moss brushing across your shoulders, your hair, like hands guiding you forward. You begin to hear water again, a faint trickle at first, then stronger, until you find yourself standing before a narrow stream. The water is clear, shimmering with moonlight. It flows gently, its surface rippling like liquid silver. You kneel, trailing your fingers through it. The water is cool, soothing, sliding across your skin like silk. When you bring your fingers to your lips, you taste not only freshness, but memory. The water carries the essence of the city, the echo of its centuries, flowing endlessly outward. Like time itself, you cross the stream slowly, your steps light, your body nearly drifting, and on the other side, you feel the world change again. The trees thin, the ground softens, and ahead of you stretches a field, wide open, bathed entirely in moonlight. The grass shimmers pale, swaying in a breeze you cannot feel. It stretches endlessly, as though Savannah has melted away, leaving only this dreamscape of silver and shadow. You walk into the field. The grass brushes your ankles, soft, gentle, like the touch of unseen hands. Every step makes the horizon ripple, as though the land itself is fluid, dreamlike dot above. The stars gleam brighter now, as if closer. They seem to pulse, to breathe, their light falling not only from above, but from within the air around you. The line between earth and sky dissolves. You are no longer sure if you walk across ground or across the heavens themselves. Your breath slows further, so deep, so calm. Your body heavy, your mind drifting. Every step carries you further into the threshold of dream. Savannah remains behind, yet its essence travels with you. The moss, the squares, the houses, the river, all flow like threads woven into this vast silver field, and as you move deeper into it, you feel the world itself dissolve, becoming softer, becoming lighter, becoming a dream that holds you gently. Within its haunted embrace, the silver field stretches endlessly before you, its grass shimmering like threads of starlight. And yet, with every step you take, the ground softens, grows more fluid, until it no longer feels like earth at all, but like waves beneath your feet. You look down and see the grass dissolving into ripples. The field has become water, a vast ocean of moonlight, still, silent, yet alive with gentle motion. You are walking upon its surface, each step sending circles of silver outward, as though you were part of the tide itself. The air is vast here, open, endless. The stars above glimmer brighter than ever, their reflections shimmering in the ocean below. It is impossible now to tell where the sky ends and the water begins. They are one. You are within both. You are drifting between them. Your breath slows further. In, out, in, out. Each breath feels like a wave. Each exhale dissolves you deeper into the night. And then you see them. Soft lights rising from the waters. Surface, at first only one, then many, glimmering orbs floating upward like lanterns set free. They drift slowly into the air, glowing faintly white, blue, gold. They hover around you, silent, gentle. You sense them not as strangers, but as presences. Echoes of lives, memories, souls. One floats close. Its glow soft upon your face, warm, comforting. You reach out, and it lingers near your hand, as if greeting you. For a moment, you feel something within it. A story, a laugh, a sorrow, a life once lived. Not frightening, not heavy, only tender, only real. The light drifts away again, joining the others. Together they swirl slowly, a constellation forming before your eyes. Not in the sky above, but in the air around you, a map of memory suspended within the night. You walk further, and the lights follow, gathering, multiplying, until the ocean shimmers with thousands of them, rising, falling, like fireflies born of the sea. The violin returns. Its melody faint at first, then fuller, resonating with the orbs, each note causing them to pulse gently, as if they breathe with the music. The sound is sorrowful, but not sad. It is tender, yearning, infinite. It feels like Savannah's night, woven into song. You stop walking, standing still upon the moonlit ocean. The lights swirl around you in slow circles, their glow brushing your skin, your breath, your heart. You feel lighter, almost transparent, as though you too are becoming one of these drifting souls of light. You tilt your head upward. The stars above pulse, brighter now, their glow matching the rhythm of the ocean below. The sky itself seems alive, breathing with you, waiting, and then the horizon shifts. What once was only silver sea begins to rise, curving upward until you realize you are no longer upon an ocean. You are upon the surface of the moon itself, vast and glowing, its craters, valleys of shadow, its plains, seas of light. The stars curve around you, not above, but in every direction. You are standing within a sphere of infinity, an endless ocean of night and light. The orbs drift upward, joining the stars, becoming constellations, becoming part of the eternal sky. Each one carries its story, its memory, its echo, woven forever into the fabric of dream. Your breath slows, your body softens. You feel yourself dissolving too, becoming less form, more presence. A quiet glow, a gentle echo, a dream within the dream. The violin fades, its last note trembling like a thread of silver before vanishing into silence. Yet the silence is not empty. It is vast, full, endless. You realize now, Savannah was the doorway, the moss, the stones, the river, the houses, all were steps guiding you to this place. And here, in the ocean of moonlight, you are free, free to drift, free to become, free to wander wherever the dream carries you next. The stars shimmer, the water hums, the lights rise, fall, rise again, and you breathe softly, drifting further, further into the infinite night. The moonlit ocean stretches in every direction, stars above and stars below, mirrored in endless reflection, until you cannot tell where the heavens end and the waters begin. You breathe, slow, gentle, steady, your body no longer heavy, but light. So light that even your breath seems to float outward like mist. The orbs of light drift around. You still. Some rise upward, joining constellations. Some linger close, circling softly, as though reluctant to leave. They do not speak, but you sense them. Stories untold, lives remembered, dreams unfinished. They shimmer with a patience that feels infinite. You lift your hand. One orb hovers near, glowing faintly gold. It pulses gently, like a heartbeat. For a moment, you feel it merge with your own rhythm, to pulses aligning, yours and the dreams, and then it drifts away, joining the others. Weaving into the night sky, the violin has gone silent, but the rhythm remains, not in sound, but in the movement of the stars, the shimmer of the water, the quiet expansion of the night itself. You begin to walk again. Or perhaps you do not walk. Perhaps you drift. There is no ground, no shore, only the soft sensation of moving forward, further, deeper, through the endless sea of light. The horizon bends. It curves inward, folding into itself, as though the world is not flat, but circular, enclosing you within its embrace. Each step feels softer than the last. Each breath slower, more languid, until time itself seems to dissolve. You close your eyes. When you open them again, you are not on the ocean. You are back among trees. Tall oaks stretch above you, their branches draped in moss, their shadows long and fluid across the ground. Lanterns flicker at a distance, casting halos of amber light. Cobblestones lie beneath your feet once more. Savannah has returned. Or perhaps you never left. The fountain whispers again. The squares stand silent. The houses breathe softly, their shutters swaying in the wind. The river hums beyond the warehouses, its current carrying echoes into the night. Everything you touched, everything you wandered through, has folded back into place, as though waiting for the next traveler, the next dreamer. And yet it is not the same, because now you know that Savannah is more than streets and stones. It is a threshold, a doorway, a passage into realms unseen. You pause beneath a great oak. The moss brushes your shoulders, your hair like a farewell, or perhaps a welcome. It is impossible to know which way the journey flows now, backward or forward, outward or inward, dream or waking. The night does not answer. It simply breathes with you, in, out. In, out. You feel your own edges blur again, your body growing softer, lighter, as though you were becoming part of the mist, part of the moss, part of the lantern glow. And here, at this threshold, the choice is no longer yours. It is the dream's will. It carry you further into Savannah's haunted night. Will it lift you into the ocean of stars again? Will it let you drift in silence among souls of light? Or will it simply hold you here within the quiet arms of the city until sleep takes you fully? There is no answer, only invitation. The lanterns flicker, the moss sways, the air thickens with memory, and the night stretches wide, endless, waiting. You are free to wander, free to linger, free to dissolve. Let your breath guide you. Let your imagination carry you. Let Savannah hold you for as long as you wish. And when the time comes, when your mind drifts further and your body sinks deeper into rest, the city will still be here. Its squares, its houses, its fountains, its river, always waiting, always whispering, always ready to open the door again. For now, there is only this, the hush of night, the softness of breath, the dream unfolding without end. You may close your eyes fully, you may let go completely. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go, but here, here in Savannah's haunted embrace, where time dissolves, and imagination drifts, and the night opens. Wide into infinity, the moonlit ocean softens, its surface rippling into silver mist. The orbs of light have risen higher, fading into constellations, until only a faint shimmer remains in the night. You stand in stillness, your breath long and deep, and the silence feels endless. Then a shift, subtle, almost imperceptible. The mist gathers, thickening into walls. Not solid walls of brick or stone, but translucent, woven of memory and dream. You realize you are walking now, not across ocean, not across field, but through a corridor. It stretches wide, its ceiling arched, its walls lined with shapes that resemble shelves. A library, perhaps, but not of books, of moments. Each shelf glimmers faintly, and within each glow you sense a memory. A wedding once celebrated in a Savannah Square, a child running beneath moss-draped trees, a carriage rolling over cobblestones at dawn, a violin playing by an open window. So many lives, so many fragments, resting quietly here. You walk slowly, breathing in the hum of these corridors. The air vibrates gently, not with words, but with presence. It feels as though the corridor itself listens to you, to your footsteps, to your breath, in, out, in, out. Your hand brushes one shelf. The glow brightens, and suddenly you are within it. You stand once again in Chippewa Square. Lanterns flicker, statues watch, the air thick with moss. But it is not the same as before. The square is alive, filled with people of another century. Men in coats and hats, women in long gowns, children laughing, running across the grass. The square hums with life. No one notices you, or perhaps they do, but they see you only as part of their dream. You drift among them, listening to their voices, their laughter, their songs, and then you step back. The vision folds, the corridor returns. The shelf dims, its glow soft once more. You continue onward. Each step leads you past countless shelves, countless lives. You could enter any of them. You could wander endlessly through Savannah's layers of memory, but the corridor itself seems to guide you deeper, further, to a place where the shelves grow taller, the air heavier, the glow stronger. At last, you arrive at a great hall. Its ceiling vanishes upward, lost in shadow. Its walls curve outward, lined with endless shelves of light, and in the center, a single chair, wooden, simple, yet glowing faintly, as though it has waited here for you for centuries. You approach. The chair does not move, does not beckon, yet you feel it watch you. It radiates patience. It radiates listening, as though it has heard every story ever whispered in this city. You sit. The wood is cool, but it warms beneath you. The hall grows silent, utterly silent, and in that silence you hear it, the voices, all at once, every echo, every story, every memory of Savannah, not loud, not overwhelming, a chorus of whispers woven into harmony. It fills the hall, it fills your chest, it fills your breath. You close your eyes. The chair rocks gently, though you do not move it. The whispers swirl around you, sliding into your thoughts, your dreams, until you no longer know where you end and where they begin. You dissolve into them. You become part of them, a voice among voices, an echo among echoes. And as you drift, you realize the city has always been this, a library not of stone, but of memory, a corridor not of brick, but of dream, and you are within it now, forever, part of its listening silence. The whispers soften, the chair fades, the hall dissolves, and once more you are beneath the open sky. But this sky is different. It is not Savannah's sky. It is vast, endless, swirling with stars that move like living currents. The ground beneath you ripples, not solid, not water, but something between. A sea of night, a sky of waves. The lights return, the orbs of memory, the souls of dream. They rise around you, not slowly this time, but with purpose, as though the entire night is ascending into infinity. You stand among them, your body lighter still, until you realize you are glowing too. Your edges blur, your form shimmers. You are no longer entirely solid. You are becoming one of them, one more orb of light drifting upward, joining the constellations. You do not resist. You breathe and let go, in, out, in, out. The night carries you higher, the stars open wider. The ocean below fades, and only the sky remains. You look around, but there is no around. Only everywhere, only endlessness. Savannah is gone, and yet it is here still. Every square, every fountain, every house, every street, all of it folded into you, all of it carried within your glow. You drift higher, you drift further. There is no direction, no boundary, only freedom, asterisk, and as you rise, as you dissolve, you hear the faintest sound, a violin's note, drawn out, trembling, then fading into silence. You are free now, free to wander through stars, through oceans, through dreams, free to follow wherever imagination leads. The night holds you. The night opens. The night has no ending. Only this, only breath, only drifting, and so you drift into the infinite, into the dream, into the soft embrace of haunted nights that never truly end.